Hey YouTube, what's going on? This is Black Bigot with iNegro News. So we got a couple stories to report today, both from Santa Ana. Now, in case anyone doesn't know, Santa Ana is a part of Orange County, and it is a literal shit zone. If you ever go to Orange County, stay away from Santa Ana. Let's go to the studio and let's see what I'm talking about.
Police are calling it an apparent case of deadly gang violence. A young man was gunned down near his Orange County apartment. It happened this morning in Santa Ana on South Standard Avenue near East Wisteria Place. CBS 2's Greg Mills is live in Santa Ana with the investigation. Greg?
Andrea, we're at the police department. They don't have a lot to go on. As we found out, people are just not talking. Today, this parking lot in Santa Ana, stuck between some apartment buildings, was quiet. Different story early this morning when Raul Rios was gunned down here. Rios was 26 and lived here in Santa Ana. This was shortly after 2 a.m. You'll see Rios lift his head as he's loaded in the ambulance by paramedics. He was taken to an Orange County trauma center. Doctors tried to save him there, but he died about 2 hours after he was shot. This is behind an apartment building in the 900 block of South Standard Avenue. You can see how close the apartment building is to the spot where Rios was shot and collapsed from his gunshot wounds. Yet people in this building claimed they didn't see anything. They didn't hear anything, except for one woman who said she knew police were here in the middle of the night. Santa Ana police said a group of people pulled up to Rios as he was walking through this parking lot. They yelled gang slurs at Rios and then shot him. Most likely killed by gang members, but police say that Rios himself was not a gang member. Andrea, Peter, back to you.
Okay, that was the first story. A ghetto-ass complex in Santa Ana. Some guy, presumably not a gangbanger, shot and killed by some dirtbags. Do yourselves a favor. Stay away from Santa Ana. If you live in Santa Ana, just hide under your beds and hope and pray to see another day. Because this place is an absolute dump. Now, our next story is just as sad, but there is a lesson to be learned from the next story. Let's take it to the studios once again.
Well, we now know the identity of a man killed in a vicious attack at an Orange County park.
It happened around 7 last night at Centennial Park in Santa Ana. KCAL 9 Orange County reporter Michelle Geely live in Santa Ana with new details. Michelle?
Juan and Lena, the family says they're going to hold a vigil here right in the spot where Justin Diaz died in a couple of hours. Now, they tell me that he came here to skate last night, came with his skateboard, but he never made it home to his young son. According to detectives, he was hit with something metal. It might have been a tire iron. He was then run over, and it may have all been over a fight about a parking place.
When somebody's down and out, it's over. To intentionally run them over to make sure that they're no longer with us, that's murder.
Justin Diaz was beaten and then run over, Santa Ana police say. The culprit or culprits are still a mystery. And according to detectives, the bloody crime may have started with an argument over something as simple as a parking space. There were several witnesses in Centennial Park, but most ran away last night before officers could question them.
Can they provide us a better vehicle description? Were there multiple suspects there? What led to the fight? There's a lot of questions that are unanswered that those people that more than likely left before our arrival could provide us.
The 22-year-old's loved ones say Justin Diaz was the father of a young son. A GoFundMe page has been set up to pay for funeral expenses. Diaz's uncle asked people to donate, sharing on the site that this is the first tragedy in the family and relatives are in deep pain. Crime scene investigators came back to collect more evidence this afternoon in the parking lot near the soccer fields at the west end of the sprawling park. Orange paint shows the path of the getaway car and the tire marks left behind. The suspect or the suspects escaped in a dark car. About a month ago here in this very same park, another man was beaten with a hammer and a skateboard. That attack is unrelated to this one. The suspects in that case have been caught. But in this Justin Diaz case, no one is in custody. Again, we say that the people who did this escaped in a dark car. Justin Diaz was to have turned 23 in 5 days.
Okay, so I'm going to say this, and I'm just going to say it outright. if you have a kid, regardless of how old you are, your days of hanging out at the skate park with your little stupid ass dumb friends, they're over. If you have a kid, keep your fucking ass at home unless you're either going to work or coming back from work or going to the store to get some more formula for your baby. Nothing good is really gonna come of you going to a skate park to hang out with your stupid ass friends. And now, an unfortunate story, a baby doesn't have its father, all over presumably parking space. Guys, listen. When you have children, your play day's over. Keep your asses at home. I hope they find these scumbags that murdered this poor kid. But at the end of the day, again, if you live in Santa Ana, just stay in your house and pray. Don't go outside. Don't look at anyone in the eye. Just mind your business. Go to work, come back, and that's it. Because these niggas in Santa Ana are not playing. All right? They're a bunch of scumbags. As a matter of fact, do yourself a favor. Get 2 jobs. Get 3 jobs. Work really, really hard. Work 20 hours a day if you have to afford the rent so you don't have to live in that shithole that is called Santa Ana. Anyways, this is Black Bigot with iNegro News.